you asked for?
Oh, yeah. We guarded great. First half especially. It was terrific. And, they missed shots. But we had, back-to-back shot clock violations when things like that, which I don't know if I've ever seen that from one of our teams. Yeah, we did. We did a great job. The only thing we didn't do was rebound the ball. We went after the ball soft, but we certainly weren't soft with our first shot defense.
What's it mean to you, Coach, to have a dozen or so of your former players come back, even though a lot of them weren't on that 08 team or play with Mario?
Well, I'd like to give Mario all the credit for bringing them back, but it's also their All-Star weekend, so they all are free. So those guys would have been back no matter what, regardless of the ceremony at halftime. And, of course, I didn't see it. I hope I get a chance to look at it on tape, but I'm sure Mario did a great job. But to get all those cats back, that first row, whatever, sitting behind the bench, I think that team would be a unanimous number one if that was a college basketball team. There's a lot of good players here.
Particularly in the first half, what do you think of the production from your bench?
Well, we didn't get a lot. When you talk about production, you talk about points and rebounds, and I don't even know in the first half. I'm trying to think. I think did we have maybe 2 points and whatever off the bench in the first half? So it wasn't a lot, but they didn't play a lot of minutes. I played the starters majority of the minutes, so they probably didn't get a huge opportunity to really produce.
Coach, since the 3 losses, 1-2, even though both were home, they've been convincing. How would you say the team not only has rebounded, but kind of where you are, is maybe getting back to where you want to be?
Well, I thought, tonight, we didn't. I don't know if we ran bad offense the first half. I don't think it was that. I think that we missed a lot of shots. You get 9 offensive rebounds in a half, and I think what it was, and you only scored 2 points, and you're shooting the majority of the balls that you get back, in there tight. So, we had a chance to hang 40 or so the first half, which isn't unbelievable, but be much more efficient, and we didn't do it. But I'd say defensively was the last couple of games is probably as good as we've been, but we also had the benefit of the energy of the crowd. So we'll find a lot more about ourselves on Wednesday. That'll be as hard a game as we have this year, going to Stillwater and winning, because I know that they're jacked and excited and had a great win today, and I'm sure the building will be sold out. So we put ourselves in a tough position, knowing that there's very little margin for error, but our guys usually respond favorably when the stage is pretty bright. So I'm excited about it. But we're playing pretty well. We're not playing as good as we can play, which may be a good sign, because I thought we were playing about as well as we could play in December, and I know that we can take another step.
Is the shot clock going off about as good a compliment as there is?
Defensively? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I do. I think so. You'd like to be able to play good enough defense to force a turnover. And the way we play defense, we're fairly active. Like tonight, we're fairly active, till it gets down to 10 seconds. And in 10 seconds, we don't take chances. We're solid then. So once it gets, under 12 or 11, then our whole thing is not steal, just be solid. So that would be what we'd play to, would be a shot clock violation. It's about as good as we could do.
So what's the value of doing a video like your guys did this week in the locker room that you participated in? What's the value of something like that?
I have no idea. The thing about those guys told me on, I think it was Thursday, they said, Coach, we need you in the locker room at 2 o'clock, and they wanted me to dance. And that wasn't going to happen. Of course, if I'd have known I could wear a chicken head and nobody know who I was, I might have done it. But I didn't know what the Harlem Shake was. And so they asked me to do whatever I did, which was really, I'm sure, added a lot to the video. But I do think it shows kind of team unity. And the other thing is, I think our fans like seeing that our guys are real. And I think that's as much as anything that it does for us.
Do you really think people wouldn't know if you had the chicken with you?
No, they wouldn't have known. Well, not if we both were fully clothed. I could have said I was somebody else.
Elijah said that keeping this team getting back having fun. Is fun? Is that a big part of success, or?
Is fun a big part of success? It's huge.
Having fun
yeah, it's huge. There's not a team in America that has fun every time they go play at the same level, consistent level. And you go through ruts and you kind of lose your personality and things like that over the course of the season. We at least with every team that we've had, that happens. And of course ours came at an inopportune time, and we were duds there for 3 games. But I think we got our personality back. But when we play with energy, we're pretty good. But when we don't, we get real average. And that's the thing that we have to learn.
Kind of running it up there at the end.
What's that?
Kind of running it up there at the end.
Kind of running what up there?
Tyler, taking.
Oh yeah. That's what Rick said after the game too. Yeah, it was. It was a great. It really was a nice shot. But I told him after the game, if you hadn't got fouled, there's no chance it would have gone in, because I think the foul knocked it in. But it was a good shot. It was and Nico made a free throw, and that's something he'll always remember. Dad, you need to play me more. But especially on game day, that was pretty cool.
Elijah was able to get to the basket a couple times to start the second.
Elijah? Yeah.
I feel like he's playing with a little freer mind now.
Yeah, I think so. These kids that they grew up with, and the Thomas that he's a roommate with for 3 years, and Tyshawn that kind of mentored him, and the twins, and Mario Little and Brady, and those guys care about these kids. And like I text Ty the other day after he had 12, and he texted me back. We talk, and I said, hey, we got to get Elijah going. He said, I know, I'm talking to him. I mean, these guys stay in contact with him, and I think having those guys back will help him a little bit. I thought he was much better tonight, but the big thing is he didn't turn the ball over. He took care of the basketball, and you guys can see tonight. Nadir obviously did some good things, but we need those guys both playing well.
McLemore had a pretty athletic dunk here in the second half. What was going through your head while you were watching that?
That it was a pretty athletic dunk. I don't think like that. So it was nice though. I didn't think he would try to do that. He slowed down to go off two, and I'm like going, what is he doing? And then he did it. But that was pretty good.
You see that Connor got the City League
Yeah,
record?
he had 37 last night. Yeah, I told Perry, Perry, congratulations, you held the record for 14 games, because it took Connor 14 games to break it. But it is cool. Fonda emailed me an article, which is cool. Dreiling held the record. Of course, he's a KU guy, and then Perry held it briefly, and he's a KU guy, and Connor will be. So that's nice that Wichita has produced the 3 greatest scorers in the history of the city, and they all went to KU.
Coach, how big a game is this Wednesday? I mean, even if you win the league, you lose twice to your alma mater. That can't.
That is my alma mater doesn't mean anything. It means something to me, but it don't mean anything to anybody else. And certainly I'd never use that with my team as motivation. But that'd be something I would have done 9 years ago or 10 years ago. But it's a big game for one reason, because of the league race. That's the reason it's a big game. And of course, the other reason it's a big game from our player standpoint is they've already beat us once. So you're right, the rematch, and of course it's much easier to have a rematch at home than on the road. But we've lost at home before and had to go win at K-State or whatever the case would be. So I think it's good that our guys get challenged like that. We don't have a team that plays great all the time, but we got a team when we do play like we're capable, we can play great, and it's going to take a great effort, obviously, to go down to Stillwater and win.
When you do your game tape for them, are you going to show them a backflip?
I didn't. Was there a backflip? That's already been shown many times. So I got to be honest. I thought that was as athletic as Ben's dunk tonight. So.
Anything else?
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.